What's up, y'all? With the new UFA season starting, I thought it might be time to talk about this guy. You've probably seen it by the title, but a new season apparently means a new disc as well. Now officially I think this is not a new disc, but it has a new manufacturer. Prodigy will be the new supplier for the UFA disc for the coming 3 years. And I think they were supposed to manufacture the same disc as last year, but let me tell you, this feels like a different disc. Prodigy is a company that makes disc golf discs. I have to be honest, you can feel it. It really flies like a disc golf disc. Last year's disc also flew like a disc golf disc. It was overstable, but this one has some changes in comparisons to last season. So for starters, I have the feeling like the rim is a bit deeper, so you can have more spin on all your throws, just because it's deeper and your fingers are like really tucked in the rim. Now I have made a video about the Pro disc last year. You can watch it here. And I think last year my conclusion was, if you throw insides, they will never like fold over to an outside. So for example, if you throw an inside flick like this, it's gonna come flat, but it's not gonna go outside. So for example, for your pulls, if you throw an inside backhand pull, it might come flat, but it's not gonna end outside. And then for the outside throws, they always, if it's not an actual blade, they always come back flat. Now for this disc, it's completely different. I've noticed that if you put a slight inside edge on the disc, it does not come flat. So it's gonna stay inside all the way through your throw. Now for the outsides on the other hand, if you throw it outside, it's gonna stay outside, so it's not gonna come back flat like it did last year. So the outside looks like a Discraft or feels like a Discraft, and the inside feels like something completely different. Because with a Discraft, if you throw inside and you throw it far, it's most likely gonna come outside at the end. But last year's UFA disc, if you threw it inside, it was gonna come back flat or stay inside. But this one, if you throw it inside, it's gonna stay inside all the way. Let me show you some examples. Let's start with the flick, for example. If I throw an inside flick from here, it's gonna stay inside all the way through the end. As you see, it never comes flat. Now if we do an outside, for example, it's gonna come back, but if I throw an outside flick like this side is always gonna touch first, which is pretty normal to be honest, but in comparisons to last year, it just landed flat. So that's gonna be nice. The outside throws are really similar to the Discraft, so that will be nice because in the club season, that's right after the UFA season, I won't have to adjust so much, because last year I was struggling quite a bit to adjust from UFA disc to club disc. I think this year with this disc, it's gonna be easier to adjust. Let's have a look at the outside. Just keeps its angle all the way through the end of the throw. Now what I think is going to be really different is the inside backhands, because I think that's the most common throw for a pull, and if you just throw it like you would throw a Discraft, it's just going to stay inside and it's gonna go all the way to the inside. In my opinion, it's a lot harder to throw throws with this disc that are going to be flat, because if you throw it inside, it probably won't come flat, and if you throw it outside, it won't come flat either. So you have to really like throw it almost flat, maybe a little bit of inside edge, but I think it's gonna be harder than last year to throw flat throws. I'll show you a pull, how I would pull with a normal Discraft. I'll just pull it inside. As you can see, it keeps its angle inside the whole time. There's a bit of a crosswind like this, so it stayed relatively straight. It went like 20 meters to the left, but it just keeps its inside angle the whole time. So the inside pulls are gonna float a lot less in my opinion. Now a big upside with this new disc in my opinion is an upside. See what I did there? Upside, upside, doesn't matter. Because the rim is thicker, it's easier to have like a good grip on it and really throw a hammer with a lot of spin. As you guys might probably know, I quite love my hammers. And honestly, the shape of the hammer hasn't changed that much in comparisons to the last disc or to the Discraft. So I'm quite happy about that. I threw a couple of hammers in practice already and I have a feeling like I really have a long range with this disc. Let me show you. That's like 40-50 meters. my predictions for this new disc is there's gonna be some adjusting in the beginning of the season, but I think the switch between Pro and Club is gonna be a lot easier. Now, to be completely transparent with you guys, if I could still choose to take last year's disc, I probably would, just because I'm used to it and I liked it a little better, but it has its downsides and it has its upsides, so we'll just have to live with it and adjust. That's all I got for today. Thank you so much for watching, and hope to see y'all in another video.